Welcome back to Thrilla Art, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day. In today's drawing, we're going to be going back to an old friend, Kitty Coiffure. If you don't know who Kitty Coiffure is, he's a character that came out of a 5-minute drawing challenge, and I made the joke that his gun looked more like a hairdryer. So then the joke became, well, he gets the bad guys, but he likes to make sure their hair looks nice. And today, we're going to draw him again. Trick I learned in magic school gets us right to the inking. Our weapons of choice today are Prismacolor ink pens and of course the Copic multiliners. And maybe this big guy. I'm also going to be using some Speedball ink, which is running low, and therefore I have lots of little ink crumbs. Here's the inkwell that I use whenever I ink with a brush. It's just a bottle cap glued to the center of a teacup dish, and the dish is nice to sharpen the brush against, and it makes cleanup nice afterwards whenever I'm finished. All right, let's do this. I'm going to use the brush to ink the fur areas of Kitty, as well as his pants, and then I'll use the multi-liners for more of the harder areas of the drawing. No need to rush with a brush. Let's slow it down to normal speed. This is about how fast I go whenever I'm inking with a brush. Just trying to be really careful, take my time, and lay down a consistent line. After a few moments, I begin to relax, and I really start to enjoy the whole process of inking with the brush. And when you really get in the zone and you have just the right amount of ink in the brush, it's almost like it doesn't even touch the paper at all. The ink just gets pulled directly onto the paper. It's always fun. Switching to the ink pens after using the brush feels like getting into a sports car. And you can race around everywhere, flying around every little corner. That being said, it's never a good idea to rush your inking. Just take your time, put those lines where they need to go, and try to get into that nice, easy groove. One of the weaker areas in my artwork is the lack of backgrounds. So for this drawing, I decided to throw in some skyscrapers to help sell the angle and perspective of Kitty looming over some poor criminal with his blow dryer. Despite how simple these two buildings look on paper, the whole process is quite tedious and time-consuming, and I have a whole new respect for artwork that showcases a lot of buildings. With all the hard inks completed, it's time to erase the pencil lines and get it ready for an ink wash. When it comes to ink washing, my approach is simple. Contrast, contrast, contrast. I'm constantly thinking about the contrast I can get with the tones that I'm using. Because I already did so much inking with the brush and the ink pens than I normally would have, I'm going to be a bit more selective when it comes to this ink wash. Just looking for areas to add some drop shadows, some points of contrast, and figuring out how to balance that contrast out between the lighter areas and darker areas. Now we'll finish this up with a touch of blue azure on Kitty's goggles. And that's gonna do it for today's drawing of Kitty Coiffure, the best bounty hunter. And yes, that is supposed to be a hairbrush in his other hand. I think if I were to do this piece over, I would probably throw this reflection from this building onto the other one, because there's so much white space from the hairdryer that I think it would balance the piece out more. I'll just file that away in the old brain of mine and I can do it the next time. Thank you so much for watching Thrilla Art. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Until next time, keep drawing, everybody.